Hi, my name's Craig Fear. I'm a nutritional therapist. I'm the author of the 30-Day Heartburn Solution. I was recently interviewed where I answered some basic questions about my book, about heartburn, how you can stop heartburn through diet instead of drugs. So I hope you learned something from these questions and I hope you enjoy them.
Craig, in your book, you explain the digestive system with some simple analogies. Could you explain them to us?
Yeah, sure. It's part one of my book. I try to explain the digestive system, how it works, so people can understand why they're getting acid reflux, why they experience heartburn, why they have GERD. And I want them to understand why, acid reflux is not caused by too much acid, and the problem with, the long-term use of these kind of acid blocker medications. So I use basically just the three simple analogies to explain to folks how the digestive system works so they can understand it. And I compare, number one, the stomach to a blender. That's basically your stomach's job, to blend up your food so that by the time it leaves the top part of the digestive system, it's going to be easily absorbed in the lining of the small intestine, which is the middle part of our GI tract. And in the small intestine, I compare to a sponge. And that is the lining of the small intestine is like a sponge. And if we were to put water through a sponge, the water would leak through, but anything in larger particle size would not go through the lining of the sponge. And it's the same for the small intestine. It's designed to have these very tight junctions on the small intestine, so only the nutrients in our food can get through. If, of course, the stomach is doing its job properly and blending things up into their component parts. So fats into fatty acids, proteins into amino acids, carbohydrates into simple sugars. If that is being done properly in the stomach, it easily gets absorbed through the lining of the small intestine, it's like a spongy lining. And then the last part of our GI tract, our large intestine, I compare to the Amazon rainforest. And that's because it's the most fertile area in our body. We have about 10 times more bacteria in our large intestine than we do have cells in our body. And we need to have those bacteria there. We need to have them healthy and thriving, just like the Amazon rainforest to planet Earth. We know if that rainforest suffers, the Earth suffers. If
Right.
those bacterial populations, if the health of those bacteria suffer, our health suffers. Because what we're learning is that those bacteria play dozens, if not hundreds, of roles in our body. So it's fascinating what these bacteria do. It's almost like a new frontier of science, what we're learning. They play roles in hormonal health and immune health, and they convert excess nutrients into vitamin K and B vitamins, and they keep the bowel wall healthy. So we need them to be healthy.
Right.
So if they suffer, and they can suffer very easily through medications and processed food and poor diet, poor lifestyle, it can affect the whole rest of the body. So I kind of explain that in the book, so people can really understand how the digestive system works and how it's all related,
Right.
into heartburn and just good health and good digestion in general.
Wow, fascinating.